Hello everybody, and thank you very much, James. I'm really excited to be here and to speak to you all today. I feel like following Twitch, I should probably do a Twitch intro. So hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm Ginn, Director of Sales at Adverty, and now we get back into it. So obviously gaming has been, you're here for gaming, so you already know that it's kind of gone through the roof over the last year or two, especially with the pandemic kind of throwing it really into the spotlight. Gaming's grown on a month-by-month basis for us, and I want to talk about what we've been up to behind the scenes at Adverty and what we've been developing to bring to the market for 2022. So going on straight into what we're up to at the moment. So as well as the industry growing, we have done it as well. We've grown and becoming even more of a global business. So we've opened up very recently our first office in Turkey, which is super exciting for us. We now have representation out in APAC, and we're now also open in the Russian market as well. So we're really excited about the growth of the business and what's coming in the next steps. But you don't care about that really, do you? You care about gaming and why we're in gaming. So let's have a look at why gaming. So in particular, what we focus on at Adverty is seamless in-game advertising. So what is seamless, you ask? So we use the term seamless basically to define the fact that an ad will appear with super ease, very clearly within a game at split second. So you're not waiting around for any rendering. The ad is already there for the player as soon as they start their session. But why would you want to be in-game? That's a very big question I'm sure a lot of you are asking yourselves at the moment. What is the reason for it, and why should we start to invest in it, and is it right for my brand or for my clients? So one of the biggest things that has been a huge challenge over the last year or two has been reaching the unreachables. And when I say that, I love the term itself, but what does it mean? It means the Gen Zs and the millennials like myself. I will hold on to that for as long as I possibly can. But reaching them is getting much harder. They're super tech savvy, and they ad block pretty much everything. But in-game is a really good way of getting around that. You can't block it. So when it's done correctly, the way that we do things ourselves, very natively and unobtrusively, or non-obtrusively, however you wish to say it yourself, this is the best way to reach them because it doesn't upset them. It actually adds to the relationship that they have with your brand, and it encourages a much better increased brand perception. And we know this because we've done comparisons and studies that we'll get onto in a little bit, but we've seen that the likes of being forced to watch an ad compared to running into an ad by accident, or that's part of a gaming experience that you wouldn't typically expect to see, has huge positive repercussions. So we're really pleased about that. Is repercussions the right word? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get into it. So who is gaming and who is the gaming market? As James mentioned right at the start, there are a lot of stereotypes and a lot of misconceptions around the gaming side of things. Everyone will always say there's a young guy scoffing Doritos, smashing back some Mountain Dew, playing till 3 or 4 in the morning. And yes, that is true. Those people still do exist. I used to be one of them until not too long ago. Thank you for my daughter for ruining that for me. But yeah, so let's take a look at actually the audience and how people are consuming gaming. If we take a look at the right-hand side of the screen there, what you're going to see is a breakdown of how people are actually consuming gaming on what platforms. And I think this might be quite a bit of a shock to people. When you think of gaming and you make your own preconceptions of what a gamer is, or a gamer as I like to say, you'll probably think of a PC gamer with a super expensive setup, or a brand new fancy PS5, for example. But the majority of people are actually playing on mobile. And I don't think that makes, that's a huge surprise, if honest. Everyone has a smartphone in their pocket now. And I think as early as when the first iPhones came out, we were downloading whatever app was available just to test things out, see if we'd enjoyed it. And that has kind of ballooned and, kind of gone crazy, especially with the pandemic and people having a lot more time on their hands. Organically, we saw our network of gamers increase by 35% in the first 2 months of the pandemic. So it's really easy to see that people have jumped into gaming, and what we've noticed is a good strong plateau. So people haven't just gone, right, life's back to normal-ish, and now we're done playing mobile games. Absolutely not. These people are still here, they're enjoying it, and what we've actually seen is a huge conversion from people getting into mobile gaming into console as well, and into PC, and it's been a really good sort of first step into gaming for them, if you'd like to say. But the reason why Adverty focus on mobile gaming is the diversity. So as you can see from the chart on the left-hand side, the male side of things is very much console and PC heavy. And if you look at the female side of things, there's a huge peak there within the mobile space. And this is really important when brands are looking to reach the household shopper, for example, the holiday maker, things like that. These sorts of data segments you're going to find really strongly within the mobile space. And that's exactly why we decided to focus focus on that space. So let's take a look at what Adverty currently have on the market, what you're able to purchase right now and run with us on our network of games. So we have the seamless in-play, which is our pure branding experience. This is if you've got something like a new product release or I don't know, let's say a Blue Cross sale, for example, where you just want to showcase that you've got, I don't know, a new burger meal that's out and it's only around for 2 weeks, for example. Really high impact, really, really cool, clear adverts that do exactly what you would expect from an out-of-home styled ad unit. And the way that we do these things is these ad units are in the shapes of bus stops, as you can see there with our game Critical Ops, which was a first-person shooter esports game. We also do billboards, posters, graffiti on wall, those sorts of things that you would tend to see when you're out and about in the real world. And then new for this year is the seamless InMenu unit, and this is our performance-centric ad unit. So this enables brands to basically put their brand in a clickable environment within a game where it's also not interrupting the gamer's experience. So really good way of driving traffic to a website, to a YouTube video, for example, all of these sorts of things that you tend to do outside of a game. It can now be done in a game. And it really helps with brands that are typically used to their standard KPIs, such as CTRs, VTRs, bounce rates, that sort of thing. This can all be reported on, so you're going to get as much detail as you would normally expect to get from a digital campaign, but you can get it now in gaming. So a little bit more about the in-play side of things. So kind of attaching on a little bit with Twitch there. I thought I'd chuck in a cheeky little Pringles advert that we ran way back in the day, and you'll see the difference in the little ad box in the bottom of the corner there. That was from when we first started getting the in-play live back at around 2019. Whereas if you can see with the ad in the background for KFC, we've got a much nice, sleeker little ad unit there instead. But as I said, this is a pure brand awareness experience. It's high in-view brand exposure. And one of the best things that Adverty can offer with this space as well is 100% you pay only for viewed ads. And this is available via our BrainImpression, which is our patented tech that I will go into in a little bit. But basically it means that rather than paying for every rendered ad that isn't seen or maybe not seen, you're only paying for ads that are 100% seen by the player. I can leave this on the screen for a little bit longer, but what I think you're all wanting to see right now is what's coming up next. And a little bit about kind of how we're doing this and how easy it is to get into in-game at the moment. And what we focused on is making this as simple as possible for brands that are thinking, do you know what, I'm going to test gaming. I've not done it before, but I've got these IAB standard assets that I'm using on this campaign and this campaign here. If they fit in your game, why not just do a test budget and give it a go? And that's exactly what we've seen over the last few years. So all of our ads are IAB display standard sizes, 300 by 250s, 300 by 600s, 970 by 250 even. Get it right, Alex. But yeah, what we've actually been able to do recently is expand ourselves from just a static display ad unit, and now we're able to offer animation, short animations, so up to around 6 seconds, but we're also starting to run out video, which is really, really exciting, as it's something that we've had a lot of interest from brands about in the recent years. So that's really exciting for us. We are also programmatically completely enabled via every major partner on the market. So if you're concerned around wanting to see all of the ins and outs of the campaign running itself, you have that ability to do so now. IAB Gold Tag Brand Safety is also certified to Adverty, and we have all of our traffic validated via Moat too. So we know if there's anything fishy going on, and if there was to be, we would inform our publishers and give them the big X, they're gone. So let's talk about the seamless in-menu a little bit deeper. So this is really, really exciting for us. This is something that, as I said, we were getting a lot of interest around last year. And a lot of brands during the pandemic are saying, Alex, gaming is what we want to be doing, but we can't risk any investment at the moment. You know, we've cut our budget, our branding budgets massively, so we need to see ROI. And off the back of that, our tech team got straight to it, started speaking to some of our best publishers, and we developed the in-menu unit. So what does this offer you? This gives you the ability to speak to a gamer or a user, whatever you'd like to call them, whilst they're mid-session. So they might pause their game to change their weapon loadout, change their vehicle, for example, or to, I don't know, change their outfit. And you have that opportunity within that space to share a 300 by 250 that adds a really nice, cool click to action if you wish to. So it can be incentivized, although it doesn't have to be. You can encourage them with some in-game rewards, some in-game currency that might be difficult to acquire, just to reward them for visiting your website or visiting your YouTube video or whatever it is you wish them to do. I have a really good example coming up of a campaign we did recently with Zalando during the Euros, and I'll show you that video very, very shortly. But we're really excited that this is now a really good option for brands that are super performance heavy or would like to see that super detailed, like detailed level of reporting that's all available now. So again, this is an example of how the InMenu actually looks, and this is one of our games called World Hockey Manager, and it's faced by Wayne Gretzky. If anyone knows who that is, I take my hat off to you. He's a legend. So InPlay is very much for our brand awareness side of things, as I mentioned, but our InMenu is all about brand performance. Brand interaction during the game break is really, really key, because this could be just like sort of dead time where people are thinking, what do I need to do here? Is there anything I need to do? Can I just get back into a game? And this is a really cool opportunity, whilst they're relaxed, to get them to explore your brand at a further level. And once again, it's completely programmatically enabled too. This is my big reveal. This is what I'm really excited to show you guys today. And this is Adverty's newest offering for 2022. And this is our interactive InPlay. Really, bespoke sort of name that we've gone for there, but it kind of does what it says on the tin. And I'll show you a nice video example of that very, very shortly. But basically, what we've had is a lot of brands saying, we like what we're doing with the InPlay. We really like our ads on the bus stops and on the billboards and that sort of thing. But we want an extra level of engagement. We want people to be playing with our ads. We want people to be engaging with our ads. So that's what we did. We literally gave the player the ability to interact with an ad and use it as a part of their arsenal, or use it to unlock key items or hidden objects. And it's really exciting to be able to offer this now to the market. So as you can see on the screen there, we have an example of one of our newest games to our networks via Lucky Cat Studios out in the Netherlands. And this is called Magic Finger 3D. Please feel free to download the game now on iOS or Android. It's Magic Finger 3D, and you'll get a chance to experience some of our cool ad units that we have in there as well. So on top of the fact that you can mess around with the box, throw it around, pick it up, spin it around, we also have some really cool helicopters and airplanes flying past with some banner ads on there too. So it's quite a fun game to enjoy. And this is something that we're really excited to roll out next year. We have a few more publishers that we have currently signing up and setting up these sorts of interactive ads. And we also have more visions for this as well. So this is kind of just like our 1.0 version. We have some really cool ideas about how we can take this further. I won't say too much, but I'll give you an idea. We're looking at wrapping the entire box and making it something cool. So if you imagine maybe a McDonald's Happy Meal box, for example, that's what we're going for. But yeah, basically, I don't want to take up too much more time on that, where I can show you a video. But first of all, I want to talk about our patented technology. And this is where Adverty really stands out in our field. We have 2 US patents, and these are both around our viewability product for the in-game space. So at the moment, as you may or may not know, it's very, very difficult to verify viewability within the in-game space from a third-party perspective. There is no currently Moat or IAS available within the space. So what we have done is created our own technology to be able to make sure we can report to you if an ad has been seen or not. And we're very pleased to say that this tech works phenomenally well on our managed service campaigns. And this is available across our entire network of games as well, be that VR, AR, and mobile gaming too. So our BrainImpression is probably one of our key pieces of tech that we based the business around. You basically, if you were to appear around an advert and there might have been something slightly obstructing it, maybe like a palm tree or a box, for example, was cutting off a bit of the ad, the BrainImpression would realize that not enough of the ad is in view or hasn't been in view for enough time, and will therefore say, I'm not billing for that impression. But it also does the other as well, and it will give you the green light, the thumbs up, if it feels that the IAB standard for viewability has been completed, and it will bill for that impression. And then we have the same with the color impression, which is a little bit of an addition to that too. So we can check via the different colors within the game if there is something interrupting or breaking up your advert. It's very, very clever, and we're very, very proud of it. And it's something, if you have any questions about, I'd be more than happy to speak about either on email or LinkedIn, whatever it is you want to talk about. The other thing basically proves that our jobs are not redundant and that gaming works, and that's a really big thing to say. But basically, brand uplift is all we care about right now. That's what brands want to know, is will people recognize my advert and will they remember my advert? And I'm really pleased to say yes and yes. So we did a study with Dentsu Data Labs back at the start of 2020. And we showed a group of gamers who were 50-50 split of hardcore gamers and then casual and hyper-casual gamers. So we were able to get the whole market in there because there's no point targeting the people that aren't gamers really in this space. We were really pleased to see that nearly 85% of the audience were aware of all of the ads that we were showing them, and then almost 80% of them were able to recall the brands that they saw as well. So we were really, really, really pleased with how that worked. And you'll see some testimonials or some of the feedback that we got from the focus group there too. But one of the best things about it was when we compared the same ads on a web environment, we were able to see that the group 50% of the group found that the InPlace side of things was way more beneficial. They preferred that ad environment much, much stronger than they did with the web. And 20% were like, it's pretty much the same for me. So pretty pleased with that there. That's pretty much all I've kind of got to talk about today. I was hoping to get some questions if anyone's managed to send anything in. But basically, if you have anything that you'd like to ask me personally, please, my contact details are on there, so get in touch with me via my email. Or anyone from the US side of things, please do get in contact with my counter-colleague, Jack Spielberg. Great surname, I know it. And then, yeah, we'll see you in the game. Thanks very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Alex. That was brilliant.
Thanks, James.
We've got some questions. We've got a question that's just come in. It feels like you're full steam ahead on mobile games, but have you considered any other media formats, things like VR video and that kind of thing?
Sure, yeah. So Adverty actually started out as a VR and AR business. We transitioned after realizing that the growth in the VR sector had been quite slow, even though with the price of headsets are coming down quite dramatically, like the new Oculus, for example, is very, very affordable. Yeah. But the uptake has still been quite slow, and it's been very much an AB1 audience that's still kind of playing those games. So their valuable audience is very, very small. So when we wanted to talk about reach and how we're going to reach these wider audiences, mobile was the key place to go, for sure. Brands care about scale and reach and being able to penetrate a decent data segment very, very well. Mobile's been the best way for us to do that. And it's given us that creative flexibility and freedom that we need to keep the gamer happy and to keep the experience unobtrusive, which has been really, really good for us.
Yeah, totally. I think geriatric millennial is the name for you and I, assuming we're around the same sort of age. But yeah, I'm proud to fall into the millennial category. You mentioned a whole bunch of great examples there. If you had to pick one out, maybe one that you've done or maybe someone else, but what was your sort of pick of 2021?
2021, I mean, we've done some really, really cool stuff with Activision Blizzard, actually, who are coming up later on. Yeah. We've helped promote their Call of Duty Warzones. Each time they've released a new season, we put those ads within our first-person shooter games because that's exactly the target audience that they want to be reaching. Yeah. So it's completely, contextually relevant, and that's something that we've liked to do. Is do exactly that sort of thing. But we've also started working with a lot more luxury brands. It's kind of, I know that it's a topic that's going to be coming up later on, but luxury's kind of really gone through the roof in this space. And I can absolutely see why. When people are relaxed, they're more likely to spend money. And for a luxury brand, that's a really good opportunity for them. So we've done some great stuff with Calvin Klein recently. We've got some really cool Q4 campaigns I can't mention at the moment, but coming up that I'm excited to show off too. But I suppose those are my favorite ones, and what we're doing with Zalando for the Euros as well. I'm not sure if the video did show in the end, but I think potentially I might have to show that later or at another time. So if anyone would like to see that video, hold on, it's on now. Here we go.
Look at
so
that.
This is you speak it into existence. So here's our InMenu advert for Zalando. As I said, it ran during the Euros. So once you were in the break of the game, you were able to explore their website, browse their products, check out, I like this kit. This is quite nice. I want this for the rest of the for the tournament. Do I have it in my size? Yes, they do. Purchase, and then once you've actually completed the purchase, or you've decided, actually, do you know what? I might get this later, or I'm going to get some feedback on it first. You're straight back into the game. So that's one of the best things about it. It's completely embedded. And now I'm going to pass straight into a video of our interactive InPlace. Sorry. So this is the big reveal. So here we go. We've got a nice IAB branded box for you here, just showing off how this looks.
Seamless.
Look at that.
We didn't even ask him to do it. This is fantastic.
Thought ahead, James. I thought ahead. So yeah, this gives you an idea of just how interactive the ad unit is. So you can mess around with it, play about with it. And as I said, this is stage one for us. This is a 1.0. So this is just something that brands have been asking for. We've brought it to market as quickly as we can, with it working absolutely perfectly. But we do have some more really cool, exciting, creative ideas around the corner. But I hope that's a nice reveal for people at home.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And you've tied it all together. You've done the links better than I could. You've talked about luxury, which is coming up from Bidstat. You talked about Activision Blizzard Media as well.
You're welcome.
And, always nice to see the IAB in-game too. Amazing. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you, James.